gentlemen. How are we? Long time no see.
Nice
Very
and
well.
warm.
All
I
good,
would
mate.
say that I've missed you all,
Yeah, no.
but I won't. No, I have missed you. I have missed you all. I have missed you all because I think it's been a few weeks that we've all been together, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least 3 or 4. Because I think I haven't seen yourself, Anthony, for at least a couple of weeks.
No, I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, but good. But we're all keeping well.
Keeping well.
Keeping cool.
Fantastic,
Definitely.
fantastic. So we're going to continue with our dilemmas.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Let's keep this going for a while.
Let's keep it going because I think it's been good to this point. So I think let's give it a shout. So I've got another couple today, and let's see where we get with that because I'm interested to see what you guys think. But anyway, I'm going to kick off with the first dilemma.
Okay.
All right, which reads: Mia and Sam were in a committed relationship for 3 years. They broke up amicably, realizing they had grown in different directions. Despite the breakup, they agreed to remain friends, believing their bond was too meaningful to lose. At first, the friendship felt like a soft landing. They still texted daily, met for coffee, and leaned on each other emotionally. But as time passed, Mia began to feel emotionally stuck. Every interaction stirred up old feelings, and she found herself wondering if they had made a mistake by breaking up in the first place. Then Sam shared with Mia that he had started seeing someone new. Mia smiled and said she was happy for him, but inside she felt crushed. She realized she hadn't truly moved on, and their friendship might be keeping her from healing, and now she's essentially torn. So this is the dilemma.
Okay.
Should Mia continue the friendship and try to manage her feelings, or should she take a step back, even if it means losing Sam completely? And I've got some sub questions as well for us to think about as well. But a main thing for me is it possible to stay friends with someone you still have feelings for? Now that is the dilemma. Are we okay with that? Are we all happy with that?
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Well, all these relationships with the dilemmas, but what's going on here?
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be something in that, Win. Not sure.
I think there might be.
There might be something in that. Right. So, Nick, let's have a go. What do you think?
Okay. According to that dilemma, I would tell Mia to cut. Cut. If it's
Really?
hurting her, yeah. If it's hurting her, I would tell her to cut. However, you ask another question, which is it possible for you to have a friendship relationship with an ex?
Yeah.
And of course, it's very. So I'm now going to my own personal. You guys know that I am friends with an ex from way back, and with my partner now, I'd like to think that if, and it won't, touch wood, if anything went peaked on with that, I believe that me and her would be best friends, and I don't think I would have any issue with that. If she found somebody new, I genuinely would want her to be nothing but happy.
Right.
So I would tell Mia, cut ties, look after yourself here, because Sam's obviously moved on, so she needs to look out for her own self. But as a rule, as a whole, yeah, I think I could. I think I could have a friendship, and if they found somebody else, be genuinely happy with them with no issue. I believe that. Yeah, that's it. So Mia, move on, leave it, cut ties, heal, move on.
So, you believe that with a partner, an ex-partner, you believe you could stay in a friendship following a breakup of a relationship? You wouldn't see that as a problem?
No, I think obviously, and it's very individual, isn't it? It depends on It depends on who it is. It depends on that dynamic. Not necessarily about how the breakup came about. Not even with that. But it depends on the two individual. It just depends on that relationship as a whole. Like I said, it's not. I don't believe for 1 second it's going to happen with me and mine. But I genuinely believe if we went our separate ways, she would be my best friend forever, and I would want her to be happy. If it ain't with me, happiness is happiness, right? Be it. But like I said, I've got a couple of exes. No time. I won't want it. So yes, it's possible.
It's possible, but it depends on the
the
relationship
dynamics.
The relationship in question.
Yes, and the dynamics. But within this one, if Sam
Yeah.
is now saying, "Oh, Mia, I found somebody else and I moved on and I'm doing well," and Mia's basically saying, "Nice one, I'm really happy for you," but inside, well, first of all, there's a dishonesty there. She's not able to share that. She's not able to share that with Sam. So for me, Mia, step back now. Either share that with Sam and say it's hurting, or move on, like just break ties, even if it's for a certain amount of time until healed, until she feels capable, and then get back in touch.
Cool.
That's me.
Thanks, Nick. That's you, Anthony. What do you think?
I think it all depends on how you broke up and your relationship with them.
Yeah.
I think that answers the whole thing.
Yeah.
And how it will affect your present partner, because some people feel insecure about the fact that you had a very good relationship with somebody. Obviously, it broke down. That's what I'm saying. It depends how it broke down. If it broke down amicably, the other individual will feel like there wasn't any drastic things in the relationship. You just kind of fell apart. That means that there was still a bond, right? It could be rekindled, whatever. If the relationship was a purely physical one, that can be dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously, your partner could be judging your relationship with your themselves, male or female. It can be exactly the same. Like when somebody say, "Oh, that was my first love." Wow, big thing to say to somebody.
100%.
Because that puts that first, right, you were your first love and it's the only love. So it really kind of depends on the relationship you had with that person and how it affects the individual. Now, going back to that dilemma, I remember somebody saying to me once, before I got sort of divorced and stuff, they said, "Do you know how many people there are on the planet?" And I went, "Why are you saying this?" "Do you know how many people are on the planet?" I went, "Why?" "Do you know how many males are on the planet? Do you know how many females are on the planet?" Right. So you've met one person on the planet for the millions and millions of people. There are millions and millions and millions of other women out there. There are hundreds of thousands of other women out there. There's probably hundreds of women that would literally tomorrow meet you and no problem. So if you keep that kind of mindset, it's not easy, but you'll know that there is somebody else. But that's to talk about breaking up with somebody else. But to hang on, to be a friend with somebody. I mean, I am. I've got a couple that I actually am friends with. I'm not turning around saying we don't pick up the phone and talk to each other, but I can meet them. My partner's met them. But you've got to remember that if somebody moves on, if you still have feelings for them, that's now, as we said in one dilemma before, that's now your problem, not their problem. That's your problem. And because it's your problem, you've got to do what's right for that person. If that means leaving them alone, leave them alone. So I agree with what you said, Nick, a little bit. Sometimes you just got to cut and say, you know what? For the best of my sanity and for the best for them, I just think let them go. Until maybe you found yourself in a better place and you can communicate with them without that feeling.
Excellent. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate that. Win?
Yeah, I've never been in that situation, so I'm not 100% sure how I would emotionally feel about that scenario. George Benson said, "Never give up on a good thing," though, didn't he?
He did.
So remember what makes you happy.
Tune.
So there may be big tune, mustn't it? There might be something in that. The dilemma that's been thrown in front of this person, she might have strong feelings and rekindling them feelings and their emotions. There might be something that needs to be explored. So, like the guys have said, I think there might be some communication that might need to be done here, and for her to kind of let him know that he's still interested, because it sounds like the relationship didn't break up that long ago. I think there is some pursuing maybe to be done here, and why not? you don't get something in life if you don't action. So maybe take that chance, but do it respectfully and have that conversation with the person involved, your ex-partner, and let them know how you feel. I mean, I'm sure lots of people have been in those situations before where their ex-partner wanted to get back with them, and they've come back to them. I've experienced that before. But yeah, I wouldn't say not to explore it, because if you really feel intensely about that person, and maybe you made a mistake in being a bit rushed in getting coming out of that relationship. So I'd explore it. I think you should explore it. It's not a matter of being disrespectful. I don't want you to be disrespectful about it. Be open and honest about how you feel. And maybe your ex-partner feels the same. You don't know. So it's worth a shout. But if the boundaries go up and they say, look, I've moved on, I'm not interested in being with you no more, and you get that clear-cut signal, then I think you should leave it alone. Unlike what Anthony said, there's plenty more fish in the sea, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
And can you be friends with an ex? I think Nick's right. To a certain degree, you can, but you got to kind of understand that physical relationship with that person, because that's what's going to really kind of come back and bite you in the ass at the end of the day. If you know that you're very sexually attracted to that your ex-partner, I would advise you not to do it, because there's going to be an occasion where you've had a glass of vodka like Anthony's just had, and
that's been happening over the last couple of weeks, isn't it? I've noticed that. Maybe that's another point. Yeah.
Yeah. So no. I would. That's a bit risque. Being a close friend to your ex. There's always amicable discussions and boundaries. That's fine, because you may have children with that person or whatever. So you might have to have conversations. But I'd be a bit wary of that.
Yeah.
You better ask your new partner what she thinks as well.
Yeah.
Because she might not be interested in you talking to your.
See,
your
can
ex.
I just say, I've got to say something here. Both Winston and Anthony have both mentioned that, and that's the bit I'm lost on. What am I talking to my current partner for?
To see if she's okay with you having the communication with your current partner.
Yeah.
I mean, with your ex-partner.
No, I hear you both. I hear you both, but I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I totally disagree with that.
Yeah, but Nick, seriously, what I said to you before, if you've had a very strong physical relationship with an ex,
Every physical relationship I've had has been strong.
We're talking the Olympics, right? You know what I'm talking about. And maybe your current is not that situation, right? And as you get on a relationship, sometimes you go through periods of times when it's a little bit flat or whatever. Then somebody said once, there's that black book in your brain. And you always think, oh, do you remember? Yeah, that person. Oh, yeah. And that's what I'm trying to think. That's the danger, because you can start thinking that way. But your partner, that insecurity that they might feel by thinking, right, you had that physical relationship. I'm not the same, but we have a different relationship. That can come to play. We've got to remember that the way that we think is not necessarily mean what the other person thinks. The logic that we think might not be their logic.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I'm saying. I mean, listen, I've been in that situation before, so that's what I'm trying to say to you from experience.
Oh, sorry. So let me say, I've just heard a couple of bits that you said, and this is what I'm saying. This is about challenging, right? So let me just challenge it a minute. Their logic might not be my logic. So I have to put my logic down, and theirs takes priority.
No, you negotiate. Obviously, you negotiate.
No. So this is what I'll go back to what Winston said. For me, I will look at it for myself, and if I know actually this is a bit dangerous for me, I'm playing with fire here, then I wouldn't get involved in that relationship. But it's certainly not going to be dictated to, because otherwise, I tell you what, there's a danger here that's not been spoken about. Let's turn the tables for a minute. And now me as a guy, I'm saying to my partner, I'm insecure, you can't talk to that guy. That's a problem. That's a problem, and it's got to work both ways. My current partner, my wife, will not dictate who I can and cannot talk to. I would never dictate who she can. You said something really interesting, Anthony, which I totally agree with you. You mentioned about her if she's got insecurities. So, as you said, whose insecurities are they? They're not mine.
It's hers.
I'm not carrying those.
Would you take her insecurities into consideration, though?
Explain what you mean by into consideration.
Well, I mean,
and I'm not just trying to be a not. I'm just saying my.
No. I mean, obviously, if you've had a intense relationship, let's say with an ex-partner,
yeah,
and
And she looks like Beyonce.
And she looks like Beyonce or Alicia Keys.
Why not Sandra Bullock? Why do you have to keep?
Okay,
why
and
is it always Beyonce? I'm
and
sorry,
Sandra
but I'm not.
Bullock.
Beyonce does nothing for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
And your current missus doesn't look anything like those people.
yeah.
Would you consider that could play on her mind quite heavily?
I would consider that could play on her mind quite heavily. Yeah.
And would you tailor said relationship with those three people?
No.
No.
They're not my. It's not my issue. If I know in my heart and my head I'm not doing anything wrong here, because otherwise it becomes that thing where I'm gonna now say, or like I said, if we turn the tables, you can't talk to that person, or I don't want you having a relationship with that person because I'm carrying this insecurity. So because I'm carrying it, you now have to act off of my logic. Well, like Winston said, Winston knows whether it's fire or not. He knows whether it's playing with fire. So does Anthony. So do you. So do I. I don't need an external part from me telling me what my logic is or what logic I'm about to use in this situation. I need to keep an eye on that myself. It's my relationship I'm trying to maintain and hold. If I'm going to go off there and beat off key, then that's on me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kind of, I'm insecure, so you can't talk to that person.
Yeah.
That's a slippery slope that I'm not getting.
Yeah. But you'd be fully transparent about said relationship.
100%. I'm going out for a coffee with this person. Do you fancy coming? Come with me. No problem. But if they're like, no, I'm busy and you're going for a coffee, cool.
Yeah.
I think with me, like what Nick's saying, I think with me it would be my approach would be kind of, it depends on how my partner's coming to me with the issue that she has. If she was kind of like that, telling me like you definitely can't see that person, then I'd be like, no, you can't tell me that. That's
I agree
not how it works.
Yeah.
No,
But if she came to me and she said to me, look, I feel really insecure about this situation, and hear me out. This is I've got some deep rooted issues going on here, and I appreciate that. It's my problem, but I'd like your support. That's a different argument.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm certainly going to listen to what she has to say, because at the end of the day, that's the person I'm having a relationship, not with this person that I'm not having a relationship with. So I'm going to listen to that. But if she's kind of like coming to me with like, yeah, you better not speak to that lady that you knew from the past, and I'd be like, no, you can't approach me like that. That's not the right way. So that's how I kind of judge it. I probably would do it that way, potentially.
No, I agree with you on the way you've just put that. That's kind of what I'm sort of on the same wavelength for that. I'm not into the dictating. So I do, on that point, Nick, I am. If somebody says to me, right, don't you ever, if I see you talking or even picking up that phone, we're going to have problems. I'm going to turn around and say, well, we've got problems already.
Exactly.
Because, that's a different thing altogether. Right? But what you've just said, Winnie, look, I am feeling a little bit insecure. I know you've had a relationship with them, and I just feel like I'm a bit frightened that something could happen again. And that's not, it probably won't, but you can see where I'm coming from. Then for me, from my heart, I'm going to wait, look, you said something, Winnie, never get up on a good thing. If you've got a good thing, do I want to jeopardize my good thing for my sort of, how do I say, my stand on something? Not really. Because there's a million people in the world. That's somebody I had a relationship before, fine. I've got other people. Yeah. So why should I put that situation and pursue it to jeopardize the good thing I've got now? Cool. I think probably that's your kind of thing, Michael, as well.
Well, my take on this whole thing, actually, to be honest, I mean, I have done in the past, but moving forward, I'm not so sure that I would want to stay friends with an ex-partner, to be quite honest. Yeah, I think I think I want to prioritise my own well-being. Do you know what I mean? And all power to people that can do it, but I don't know if I could sort of go out with an ex-partner, sit down and have a drink. She's with her present partner, and the three of us are just chewing the fat. I don't see how that would work for me, really, to be honest. And if it isn't going to work for me, I'm not going to do it. Do you know what I mean? So I'd rather cut that. Do you know what I mean? Wish you luck, you know, but I'm going to go in that direction and you go in yours. And if you are in a new relationship, I don't want to know about it. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm now moving in another direction. And that's just me prioritizing my own mental well-being. I know it's going to happen. Surely it's going to happen. And hopefully it will happen for me. But I don't want no cross-pollination. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just works better for me.
Yeah.
Do you know
Just
what I
makes
mean?
life easier.
It makes life easier. I want to turn that page, and I want to move on.
So back to the dilemma, Mike. What would you? So you would say to I can't remember the lady's name now. Is it Mia?
Mia.
So you would say to her, cut ties.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes. If she's got feelings for Sam, it's Sam, isn't it? If she's got feelings for Sam, which she might be struggling with or unable to control, I think that might do further damage for her along the line. I think she needs to be a bit selfish and prioritise her own feelings and her own well-being. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, whether that's right or wrong, that's just my take on it, to be honest, because, yeah, I mean...
just jump in, Mike. What something you just said there, whether that's right or wrong, this is the beauty of these dilemmas for me.
Yeah.
You've just heard, basically, me, Winston, Anthony kind of have a difference of opinion. You've brought in kind of a different thing. There is no right or wrong. It's so individual.
That's true.
And this
That's
is the
true.
bit that for me, I'm just kind of, if anyone is in this kind of situation, here's four guys who have got similar, but there's kind of nuances within that are just different. And for me, that's okay. But I would say you've got to self-care. You've really got to look after yourself in that situation.
Definitely, you have to. And that's why, again, I know you're doing, that's why I don't know how, you know, I'm no longer with my ex, but I'm sitting in the pub and she's with another geezer, another guy. I don't know how to, I wouldn't be able to deal with that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it, so you know.
I would struggle with that. Yeah. You know, but, you know, as I said, you know, I'm no longer going to prioritise somebody else's feeling over my own.
Okay.
I mean, I'm happy for you. You've got another relationship. Happy days, crack on.
Happy days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to be said about that. Is there? What can you do?
Not really,
it would be interesting to hear how women would feel about this, because I think men are pretty universal. We can literally just slice the cake and then move on, right?
Yeah.
Because in a way, we deal with it maybe slightly differently. I mean, in the younger days, you'd move on and then basically go on with another woman, you know?
Yeah.
That night, or 2 weeks down the line, you're already with another woman. That's how we deal with it, right?
That's right.
Where sometimes with women, it can be a little bit more of an emotional thing. And it's like, oh, I still haven't got over, or not to say that we don't.
But Anthony, I would be like that too, and that's why I'd have to cut. I'm not saying I'd be over it, because I wouldn't be. But I can't heal in that arena. I can't. Yeah. I know what I'm like. I would not be able to heal in that arena.
Yeah.
So you don't think if you really like somebody and they've you found out that, you know, they've met someone new, and it's early days, you wouldn't like have a sneaky text to say like, yo,
winning. So this is
like, no, hold on. I'm throwing up a scenario for you.
Are you speaking from experience?
Oh
no, you know me
let's
already.
not
Like,
bring this in.
Hold on. When it comes to
Don't
moving
forget,
on,
he's my mentor.
I know. He's written books and all sorts.
let me just say, like, when it comes to moving on, that's a very easy thing for me to do. It's not a mad challenge. But what I'm trying to say to you is, if you really liked somebody and it was kind of new, and you just found out that that person's found somebody else, so they're still in the honeymoon period. And then it dawned on you that you really like that person a lot, and you're missing them. You wouldn't send them a text. No, chat shit to me, man.
I would.
You're such a dog.
It's a shot to nothing.
Now.
At least you get confirmation, right? You get
Nick, you've been using Jedi mind tricks, you know.
A shot to nothing will sit with me in this conversation, like a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Let me just punt this up there and see what happens.
Yeah.
I think we should move on now. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think so. All right. So, should we just summarise this before we move on to our second? Because we've all got some differences here. Nick, just a quick summary from you on this one.
I think the woman in this situation, self-care. Just step away. Yeah, take some time out until you're ready, until that person's ready to say, okay, now I'm cool. That's separate, and then maybe reach out at that point. But that would be it. And then in the case of can you be friends with exes? Yeah, because I'm currently doing it. But it depends solely on that relationship. And again, there's a difference. I don't know. It didn't dictate for me how that relationship ended. It's to do with us two that we can communicate and get on. That was it.
Cool. Anthony?
I kind of agree. It really depends on that relationship that you had and how that relationship was formed. Because that could have an impact. And just don't forget, there's 3 people in that relationship.
3?
Well,
yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
So that person, you're not only are you.
That's a different pod.
One,
Sorry.
That's a different website.
Dark web.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If I had one, it'd be a red card, mate. Yeah. No VAR
Yeah,
for that.
That's a strong caution. Yeah.
No, sorry, I almost lost where I am now. So I just think it really depends on the relationship you've had and also how, because it's going to affect 3 people. So that person that's now met your ex, the relationship that they might have, it might be something that's so strong or instant, which maybe you didn't have. So you're now putting thoughts into that, your ex, you're confusing that ex, who might end up having a really good life. And you might rekindle it, for 5-10 minutes or whatever, realize it wasn't there. And then that relationship they could have had is now gone. Yeah. So going back to another thing, being selfish can be like walking away, but also being the better person by realizing sometimes you just got to move on and let that person find their own way as well.
Yeah,
understand.
Nice.
Yep, nice. Win?
Yeah, like I said before, I've never been in that situation, so I don't know exactly, but I certainly know what it's like to miss somebody. Selfishly, I would think that, well, if you haven't had it confirmed that this person is not, totally, out of your life, then I don't see nothing wrong with you trying to have that conversation with them and let them know how you feel genuinely. Because if you do really like them and you really do see that there's a future there, well, there's a conversation to be had. You don't have to be disrespectful about it, but give it a go. Never give up on a good thing if George Benson.
Like it.
George Benson.
It's shoehorn name. Love it. For me. Yeah, for me, it's certainly I don't know about Mia, but I think self-care, self-preservation, and looking after this one, to be honest, so whether it works out with Sam or not, and Sam and this new partner or not, it wouldn't. If I was Mia, which not, but if I was, that wouldn't be my concern anymore. I would certainly look after myself, take myself away from the situation. Do you know what I mean? And heal. Do you know what I mean? But I just don't know how I would be able to heal if I was stuck in that scenario, because it would be just playing out in front of myself. In front of the situation's playing out, and it may work, as you said, it may not. And I suppose if you stay close to it, there could be an opportunity you might be able to rekindle itself. But it's all ifs and buts and maybes. Do you know what I mean? So I would prefer to remove myself from that situation and heal from afar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do. Yeah. Anyway, brilliant, Gus, guys. We've chopped that up really nicely. It's really good. Should we go on to another one?
Why not?
Let's do
Don't all
it.
speak at once.
Go for it.
All right. Okay.